Music is deep. Music is powerful. Music, I believe, is one of the greatest inventions ever made. Music tells a story. Music allows us to come together and be able to share things through a rhythmic pattern and be able to take things in and understand each other even without speaking the same language. Music is art in sound form, the way I see it. And the funny thing about music is that we can hear it 100 times and we'll still play it over and over again. It's almost like you never get tired of it. Another thing is, predictability isn't even a factor. When we watch our favorite TV shows and favorite movies, eventually there's a sense of like, okay, I know what's coming next. I know what's gonna happen here. I know what's gonna happen there. I don't know, maybe it's just a visual thing. But when it comes to music, even though you can play it 100 times, it feels even better when you understand exactly what the person is saying. The first time you hear it, you might enjoy the sound and the instruments. The second time you hear it, you might love the chorus or the hook. The third time you listen to it, you might just like the song, the composition, everything. But by the 100th time, you're singing the song word for word, back to back. You feel like you're a part of the song. It's so crazy to me. We have 5 senses: sound, sight, smell, touch, and taste. Over time, I've kind of thought of our 5 senses almost like a time machine. When you smell something, you can remember things from your past. When you see certain things, it can remind you of other things. Music is the same way. It's a sound. You can listen to it and it brings you back to a time in your life where maybe you felt a certain way, maybe you were in a certain mood at that point in time. I have Spotify. So what they do nowadays is they have like yearly playlists. So for 2020, it gives me my 50 most listened to songs that year. 2021, same thing. 2022, same thing. And so I always like to look at the music I listen to over the years. And it's so crazy how it changes so much, but it's always those constants all throughout the years. I wish I had it when I was listening to like some of those older songs where I had during my teenage years or, whatever, because I would really love to hear those songs again. It can really bring me back. Music can be so important when it comes to your mental health. Sometimes the songs you listen to reflect how you're feeling. So like you're listening to like a more upbeat sound, now you're moving around a lot. Sometimes it's more of like a wavy, smooth track and you're just kind of relaxing and chilling out. But other times, some songs take you back to where like you were experiencing a certain thing in your life and you had that song on repeat because it just reflected how you felt. And that's just the way I look at it. Which brings me to like my next point, which is good energy attracts good energy and bad energy attracts bad energy. And that's where low vibrational music comes in. There's so much music nowadays that is rooted in like violence or degeneracy and things like that. And there are so many people who cannot separate the art itself from the music to the actions that are being said in the song, right? Especially people who are more impressionable. I know there are individuals and people who say that, music doesn't influence people. Well, it does influence people. It's the same way as movies. Movies influence people. Pop culture influences people. TV shows influence people. All those things influence people because it's a form of art and people tend to replicate art one way or the other. Sometimes some people aren't as in control as we would like them to or even think they are. So if you're constantly listening to negative music, it's eventually going to permeate your mindset. It's just like being around negative people all the time. It's eventually going to influence or affect you. And I say all that to say everything you consume has the potential to influence you in a certain way. There are lots of people who do not have the ability to filter through the music. They just have to take everything at face value and almost replicate to a certain extent. They have to live vicariously through the artist, or they have to do what the artist does because they feel like that's the coolest thing to do right now. It's really crazy, really weird. But I can't really get into all right now because I don't want this video to get too long. So yeah, if you enjoy content like this and rants like this, be sure to drop a like below, leave a comment sharing your thoughts, follow me on my socials at Monoqor, and as always, subscribe for more.